What's up, Pumpkin Patch Punks? This is your host, Rikk R Treat, and you're watching the Pumpkin Patch. Today on the Pumpkin Patch, I'm going to do 2 reviews of 2 awesome horror punk albums, and you're going to have to bear with me. I'm pretty tired and pretty lazy, but I know that I haven't been recording anything in the last few weeks, so I'm doing it right now on my laptop in my shitty lighted room, and we're going to make this work, alright? Aside from that, I just want to update you on everything that's going on. The Writers, the current band that I'm playing in, we finished recording our EP, Ghastly Reminders. We recorded it up at Nothing But a Nightmare Studios in Garden Grove, which is ran by Rick from The Returners. And currently he's just mixing it and mastering it. Hopefully we'll get that to you guys soon. It's sounding pretty good. Definitely for the fans of The Cramps and Danzig era Misfits. Aside from that, 4 months away from graduation with my master's, and so I've just been, on my grind, still working, just getting my hours, and trying to keep up with my schoolwork. Aside from that, still selling those horror business Dwight-inspired pins with my company, Fiendship Co. There'll be a link below for that. And back to the Writers, still on the grind, just playing shows. We played a show yesterday and a show on Friday. Both of them popped off. They're pretty cool. On Saturday this week, we're going to be playing up in LA with Proyecto Macabro, which is a ska-core band, like a horror ska-core band, and Dead at Midnight, which is a psychobilly band from Vegas. So I'm pretty stoked for that. Any of you ghouls watching in the Southern California area, please come out. You can follow the Writers' Instagram page, and you can find the address that way. I am planning on doing an interview with Monster Macabro, and hopefully with Z-Billy from Dead at Midnight. So expect that. Aside from that, I'm still waiting for Anathema von Stichenstein to upload my edited video with the interview for Zombies when I went to see them. Hopefully that'll be happening soon. I know that the guy that edits his videos has had some technical difficulties in the last couple of months. So hopefully that'll happen soon. I'm getting a lot of lag on this video, so hopefully it's not too bad for you guys when it's all said and done. Alright, so the 2 albums I'm going to be reviewing today are Funeral Cortege by Shadow Windhawk and the Morticians, and Slashers by Los Lugers. So first I'll start off with Shadow Windhawk. Holy shit, guys. This album is amazing. It pretty much mixes all the good shit from Casket Spray and Cremation Garden, his first 2 albums, mixes all the really good shit and comes out with an even better album. As I've seen in reviews from other people, our boy Mr. Gore at the Dead House, as well as other reviews, people are noticing that Shadow Windhawk is pretty much our modern champion, if you will, of what I'm calling third wave horror punk. He's definitely holding the reins at the moment, at least in my opinion. So just a quick overview of the tracks. It's a 9-track album. Each song is actually a little under 5 minutes, some of them going over. And if you pre-ordered the album, you also got a Shadow Windhawk cover of Skulls by the Misfits, which is pretty badass. It starts off very slow and somber, just like Cremation Garden did, which I think is badass. I really enjoy that sort of atmospheric vibe that Shadow Windhawk does. And then within the second song, it kicks in with Borgo Pass, which is about Dracula. Very, very catchy more traditional horror punk tune. At the end, it has kind of a breakdown part to it, which is pretty rad. So I really enjoy that track. It's very catchy. It was a very good first single for the album. After that, you got Cortege, which also just badass, like horror punk jam. But my favorite track on the album is the song Afterwards, which is 14 Mile Tombstone, which is about Romero. It's pretty badass because it's like Shadow Windhawk's version of a boo-wop song. It has like that catchy, sort of old school quality to it, and it's just fun. It's just a fun song. Yeah, that's definitely the top track for me on this album, and it goes hard, and it's fun and catchy, and I really can't wait till he tours, and I would love to see that one live. I will say that one's a little bit poppier, I guess, than the other tracks, but that by no means is a bad thing. You know me, I pretty much love anything that sounds like music, so I could have a different opinion than you do, but I really enjoy that track, and to me, like I said, it's my favorite on the album. The next really cool, notable song is Red Shadows, which is a TSOL cover. So I thought that was really cool, and the way that it was sort of done and more modern, like a little bit more atmospheric. It has some like Twilight Zone clips on it, which is pretty cool. But it's definitely a representation of what's going on politically in our society right now. So I thought that was cool and very well placed. Next track, which is my second favorite on the album, is like an electric version of a song that he did on his acoustic album. The song is called February 24th, 1989. It is, as the rest of that acoustic album was, about Twin Peaks, which is an awesome TV show. This song in particular was my favorite. It's very catchy. At least on the acoustic album, it's my second favorite on this full album. Very catchy. I find myself singing it and singing it when I'm not actually listening to the song. It's definitely an infectious track. I like that a lot of these songs have clips from movies. This one in particular has a clip from Twin Peaks, which is really cool. After that comes in Greenwood, which is another like more somber acoustic track, which I think is really cool. It really sets sort of differentiates the tone of the album. Like the whole thing has that somber atmosphere to it, but this one I think just does a really good job of changing it up from the electric, more aggressive songs to another more somber, sort of sad song. I'm pretty sure this song is about Greenwood Cemetery in New York, which Shadow Windhawk is currently residing. Residing in the cemetery, I'm sure. And it has like the background birds, chirps and noises and things like that, and you can really feel the atmosphere of being in that cemetery. Definitely like stroll through the cemetery type music, and I really appreciate that. And it like I said, it sort of changes up the vibe of the album a little bit, which I enjoy. Last track is called Wendigo, and this one hits hard. It's a really good closer of the album, so I'm really stoked that he has it in there at the end. Very powerful, sort of more, I guess, love song-esque, or sorry for you falling in love with me, I'm a monster type lyrics, which I think is pretty cool. Like, it works really well with the whole vibe of the song. And for those who have the Skulls edition, at least on my iPod, I have it at the end, so that's how I know that the album's going to be over. Like I said, he does a really cool job of redoing that one. Doesn't keep it the same basic Skulls that the Misfits did. He put his own flair to it. I think his friend and producer Bruce did the drums on all the album, and the song definitely kicks ass in the drum department. It's a little bit more flair than the original track. And he has a little bit more, he has some goes that aren't originally there, and he does a little bit more vocal stuff, which I really appreciate. Yeah, overall, this album is badass. I do recommend it highly, and it's definitely going to be, I'm thinking it's in my top 2 of the whole year. Like I said, I'm really digging it, and I've had it on repeat. It is a long album, time-wise, but it goes by so quick that I wish it were even longer. Like I said, I hope that he comes around on a tour soon, and hopefully we'll get to hear these songs live in the near future. So as for this album, I'm wrapping up, but I'm going to review another one, and that is from our friends over in Spain, Los Lugers. The album is called Slashers. This album is badass. I don't know if you haven't heard Los Lugers. They sort of mixed the horror punk vibe with Motorhead style speed metal. I guess if you could call it speed metal for Motorhead, but whatever Motorhead is doing, that's what Los Lugers is doing, but in a horror punk way. And this album's no different. Essentially, it's supposed to sound like you're putting in a tape into a tape deck, so it has that sort of thing in the very beginning, and then it kicks in. I believe this album comes in at 8 songs, and they're all badass in their own right. They have a lot of, sort of big dynamic like whoas, and they have every song almost every song has a solo in it, just in a pure traditional metal way. From the videos that I've seen, they included a lot of different horror punk musicians as background artists in it. So they have guys from The Hide on background. They have the guy from Cadaver Man. They have a few other guys as well. And they're doing the backups. They're doing the woes. They're doing some of the extra vocals on the album. My highlight for this album is their song Red Rum. Super infectious. And with a chorus that literally goes, Red Rum, whoa, and it's just like, pow, kicking the nuts, super in your face, and I really like that. And although the entire album's in Spanish, again, it's so infectious, you got me singing all the lyrics as well, as much as I can. Another really good track on the album is Lago de Cristal, which is about Camp Crystal Lake and Jason. That one's pretty rad because it has a surf part to it at the end, not in a traditional way, but the guitars kind of kick in with the little twang, and it just works really well with the topic of the song. Again, chorus is so infectious, you got me singing that one too. This album ends with a song about Scream, and it's called Sydney. Scream happens to be my second favorite horror movie, and I really dig it. I really dig the way that they did it. It's funny because the song's called Scream about Scream. The chorus is literally gritar, which is like scream in Spanish. And it's just super catchy, sort of tongue-in-cheek a little bit, and it says, this isn't a horror movie, sort of throwback to the idea of, that meta-horror that Scream, the movie, brings. And I really enjoy that. Everything, like I said, has a lot of woes and a lot of just finesse to it. I really dig what they're doing with their sounds, and I can't wait till they put out another one. I'm pretty certain they put out an album every couple of years, because their last one, I think, came out about a year and a half ago. That one's rad too. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to more from Los Lugers. I know they've been putting out music videos lately too, so they're just doing a bunch of cool stuff right now, and I definitely recommend checking them out as well. So as much as that sort of covered their album, and the other one, which was Shadow Windhawk, I think I'm going to wrap up here. I don't want this video to be too long. But what do you guys think? Have you checked out the new Shadow Windhawk and the Morticians album? Have you checked out the new Los Lugers album? Let me know in the comments. And if you have anything that you want me to check out, let me know, and I'll try to save some time so I can do a review for it as well. Like I said, gonna see about that Zombeast interview, trying to get that up for you guys, as well as some other cool stuff that I've got in the pipeline. I have a review for Siblings of Sam Hain's new album, Hide. I'll be doing that within the next few days, hopefully. And then I'm going to be doing some interviews, like I said, in LA, in that show that we're playing on Saturday. As always, this is Rikk R Treat, and you've been watching The Pumpkin Patch.